political analyst. Hi, gentlemen.
Good morning. It's a pleasure being here. Barika Disala.
Absolutely. Hi, how are you?
Thank you. Good morning, Lagos. And it's nice to be on your show. And greetings to our Muslim brothers and sisters.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Today, our Muslim brothers and sisters celebrate the festival of feast, Eid al-Fitr, and we wish you all Eid al-Mubarak. All right, this is WFM 91.7 Political Arena. And today we are looking at what happened on June 6th, 2018, when President Muhammadu Buhari declares June 12 as Democracy Day. But before then, let me quickly say that on June 1993, election in Nigeria was classified as the freest, the fairest, and the most credible election in the history of Nigeria. Nigerians, against the nuances, the prejudices, and the proclivities of religion, voted a Muslim ticket. June 12 became, therefore, the symbol of our collective depth and brotherhood. And so on 6th June 2018, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, he declared June 12 as Democracy Day and confers the national honor of GCFR on the presumed winner of the June 12, 1993 presidential elections, Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola. This action by PNB has generated mixed reactions amongst the Nigerians, but so far the positive reactions have been on the high side. As usual, we went on the street, we spoke to Nigerians, and we want to hear what they said.
He did not remember MQ and all those second year, third year.
Did you notice I'm changing the script around because
suddenly
I'm not taking this because for me it's not really about him. Yeah.
Not working with me.
The June 12 investiture by Buhari. His apology is
Sowore.
changing.
Sowore. What is Sowore, sir? That will help me. What does it mean? Oh, Sowore. Okay, Sowore.
Democratic government. MK Abiola was martyred to keep military men in power. Despite this apology, military men still, 25 years later, we still don't have a true democracy there. The federal government can make the death of MK Abiola count by reducing his.
We're going to ask you about your comments on what Nigerians are saying on that.
Quality, affordable, accessible education, stable economic.
You can set up here if you want to. Hello.
Great environment for
to
businesses to grow.
I don't like that sound like it's a movie. I don't like that.
The way, but also it's a way
is that
of worry of
no,
making
that's
available market in Nigeria.
No.
You
don't need that.
Dynamic, don't make it stationary.
New Democracy Day, and also his name was mentioned alongside as the man that made that happen. So regardless, he has put his legacy. He has sort of upturned the bad legacy he had when he was head of state. Not necessarily all of the bad legacy, but at least a part of it.
Oh, yeah, shit. I don't like that. That is not professional at all. We're not running a movie here. What rubbish is that?
Or some publicity stunt or some election move.
It's a good one, making June 12 National Democracy Day in honor of MKO, Gani Fawehinmi, and all those who lost their lives in the struggle of June 12, 1993. But again, I see it from an angle that he's trying to do something substantial, which he wasn't able to do in the last 4 years, and he hasn't done anything so far apart from staging the abduction of the Dapchi schoolgirls and their return, as it were. So this is going to be the second grand thing he has done so far in his tenure.
WFM 91.7.
Okay, Political Arena on WFM 91.7, and today, Friday, June 5th, 2018, we're looking at 25 years after MKO, the People's President. I have with me in the studio Omoyele Sowore, publisher, SAHARA Reporters, and a presidential aspirant, and Nelson Ekujimi, a political analyst. Let me come to you first, Mr. Sowore. What are your reactions to the Vox Pop? What Nigerians said?
I think so many of those people were interviewed capture my sentiment exactly. This is just a ruse to penetrate the southwestern part of Nigeria, politically speaking.
That's your thoughts.
That's what they did. It's just to see they can fool they know that, you know, with June 12 around here, the sentiment is high. People love Abiola. They still feel hurt that his election was annulled. And the easiest way to just get into the Southwest and, you know, make people feel good about the Buhari regime is to let June 12 be recognized as Democracy Day. But most importantly, I was actually the one that declared June 12 Democracy Day on June 3rd in Abeokuta when I did a rally there.
Okay.
I said it's going to become our new Democracy Day when I'm elected as president.
Okay.
And it's told
so Buhari did it before you did it. Nelson,
well,
Nelson, what are your thoughts on what Nigerians said?
Well, you know, the beauty of democracy is that it allows people to hear their various opinions. But for me, I think the truth of the matter is that life itself is politics. And what is the essence of politics? The essence of politics is to govern people or allocate resources in a way that will put smiles on their faces. And if a president has taken that step, I think that is good politicking. So if people are saying he's doing it because of politics, it is my fervent prayer this morning that may all our political leaders be endowed with the courage, with the wisdom to always take political decisions that is in tandem with the wishes and aspirations of Nigeria.
Okay.
And when people say it's an attempt to emotional to win
when Sowore says
no, it's not only Sowore. Even some of your Vox Pop, you know, said attempt to win public support, and from in the Southwest. For me, I think that is rather unfortunate because we all know vividly well that the June 12 mandate was the Nigerian mandate. It wasn't an election that was conducted in the Southwest, and all the participants, people who took part in that struggle, are not only domiciled in the Southwest or people of the Southwest, you know, origin. It cut across the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So I wouldn't subscribe to that, you know, position that, you know, is an attempt to win votes in the Southwest. But if he has taken this decision in, you know, in tandem to the cries of the Nigerian people in the last 25 years, you know, because we have been on this struggle about June 12, and, you know, even when Chief Olusegun Obasanjo came
I'm going to come back to you because I want us to talk about the reactions of Nigerians. So we'll come back to that. 12 minutes after 11, this is Political Arena on WFM 91.7. Very soon the lines will be opened. You'll be able to call us on 07000 917 917 090 256 25455. Text WhatsApp on 070 537. And we're very social at WFM 917 on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, I'm coming to you, Mr. Sowore. You said this is just a ruse. The Pan-Yoruba group, Afenifere, Abiola's family, civic rights groups, and many Nigerians from the South, regardless of even our ethnicity or religion, have applauded President Muhammadu Buhari. So you think this is still just an exaggeration? It's not really necessary?
Look, anything that anybody is entitled to, you cannot legislate them into existence. I expect them to praise you. Abiola won an election, June 12, 1993. Buhari was in this country at that time. He attended only one meeting at Obasanjo's house where they attempted to intervene. And after that, he disappeared. Never talked about June 12.
He couldn't have. He wasn't. He's a president now. And
no. I'm saying as a Nigerian, you know, look, I was a young person when this happened. I was in my 20s. And there's a video of me floating around, standing right behind Abiola in 1993. I was 21 years old. I was supposed to graduate that year and go to NYC and start my life. Because of the struggle that I got involved with June 12, my destiny was postponed by several years, I would say. So
many destinies were postponed.
Yeah, exactly. People were killed, legs were flunked out. And that is why I'm saying that we shouldn't be fooled by this. This should have been done a long time ago. Abiola won the election. I have said it. We said then they should have declared the results of the election, swore in Abiola, but they went and brought him out from Abeokuta, Chief Shonekon, make him take Abiola's place, and now he's sitting on the National Council of former presidents in this country, and people expect us to applaud that. You haven't done us any favor by doing justice that is due over 25 years ago. You're doing it 25 years later.
You heard Omoyele Sowore now, and he's actually speaking the minds of a lot of people who felt that why now? Because it's an attempt to pacify the Yoruba ahead of elections. Why some people believe that there is no better time than now?
So I've just made an explanation. The mandate that Shifemke Abiola got, June 12 is, please stop criticizing that mandate. That was the major reason why a lot of us took up arms I mean intellectually.
So as far as you're concerned, whether it's now
or
last year or in 2 years' time,
it is an action that the citizens of Nigeria have always clamored for. And like we always say, one is a bad time to take a good decision or to do something that is right.
Anytime
that you are doing something right.
There's good times and there's opportunistic time.
But what is the end purpose?
The end purpose is to fool people if it's opportunistic. No. If it's not opportunistic, you could have done it, the first year you came into office. It could have been 2015 that this would have been done. Then perhaps I would have believed that he really, really believed it. If he did it, Buhari's been in power for 3 years.
Let's leave Buhari.
Suddenly he realizes June 12 is important.
Let's talk about how long. He's talking about how long. Yeah. Is it that there was no political will to do this? Because many people are already saying, even Obasanjo, let's talk about Obasanjo, who was a direct beneficiary of the June 12 fiasco, ought to have been honored his kinsman or honor Abiola.
It's not even his kinsman.
So let's leave.
It's a matter of an election was held and a winner had already been known. We were only waiting for the then neck.
Is there a reason? Could there be a reason why Obasanjo couldn't do what Buhari is doing
Because
now?
it is in Obasanjo's character that everything should be me. I and I alone. So one didn't expect, in view of the antecedents of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. And don't also forget, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo went to Harare in the heat of the struggle and said Abiola was not the Messiah we were looking for.
Yeah.
And even when Chief Abiola was in detention, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo was mobilized by General Sani Abacha to go and appease MK Abiola in detention. MK Abiola said Chief Olusegun Obasanjo came with about 34 traditional rulers to plead that he should forgo the mandate. He said he told them off in unspeakable terms, that he told Chief Obasanjo that, look, Nigerians have voted in the sun. They voted in the rain. How can you come into the room and be negotiating in the absence? That's why Chief Abiola used that proverb, that you can't shave a man's head in his absence.
16 minutes after 11, political arena on WFM 91.7. The phone lines are now opened. 07000 917 917 and 090-256-25455. The numbers again, 07000 917 917, 090-256-25455. Text WhatsApp 070-317-56537. We're live on WFM 91.7 and we're talking 25 years after MKO, the People's President. I've got Omoyele Sowore, publisher, SAHARA Reporters, and presidential aspirant, and Nelson Ekujimi, political analyst. I want to talk about Democracy Day. Now, Obasanjo initiated Democracy Day. Yeah?
No.
Who initiated Democracy Day? May 29.
The military handed over on May 29. So it wasn't Obasanjo that initiated. That was the day the military handed over.
So when did we start celebrating? Who made us to celebrate democracy?
It's Obasanjo, yes.
That's what I'm saying. So Obasanjo initiated Democracy Day. Buhari annulled Democracy Day and made June 12 the new Democracy Day. We need to talk about that. I'll pick this.
It was actually Showore's idea.
Bolaji from Ogba. Good morning, Bolaji. How are you? All right, Okay, Mr. Bolaji, that's not why I have Mr. Sowore here. He can't campaign now. Hold on a second, Mr. Bolaji. He cannot campaign. We're discussing MKO Abiola after 25 years, and there's a reason we invited Mr. Sowore to come and talk about that. So if you have any other question with regards to what we're talking, please ask him now. That's okay. Can you hold it for him, please? When he just entered in power. Thank you very much. We're here. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. All right. The numbers to call is 7000 917 917. I know Mr. Omoyele Sowore is a very popular Nigerian. Hopefully, we're going to have him in the studio some other time, and he can talk about what he wants to do when he becomes president. But we're talking about MKO today. Now, as I was saying, Democracy Day was a day that we celebrated when Obasanjo was there. Buhari has come and he's annulled Democracy Day, and is giving it, he substituted it for June 12th.
Yes.
Why the face-off? Is there a political agenda there?
No, there's no political agenda. The truth of the matter is that genesis or the foundation for the democracy we are in today started on June 12, 1993. On June 12, 1993, about 40 million Nigerians went to the polls and elected Chief MK Abiola and his running mate Baba Gana Kingbe, both Muslims.
So what happened? What happened a few days ago?
What happened a few days ago was that the military and their surrogates imposed Democracy Day, because Nigerians have always clamored that June 12 is our authentic Democracy Day, and that is what exactly
I'll take Ambrose.
President Muhammadu
I'll take Ambrose and we'll come back to you. Hi, Ambrose. Thank you for calling in. Good morning, Ambrose. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Ambrose.
I can't seem to hear him.
Lost their businesses, and it's not only June 12th to be declared a Democracy Day. If you ask me, it should be the day that they should be handing over government, as in after election, instead of May 29, it should be June 12th. That's all the people who are today enjoying democracy, people who are today enjoying elections, people who did not, even who supported their party, who are today in government. Is it not because of June 12th?
Yep.
Southwest still insisted that June 12th must be a reality. Was that not why the former president Obasanjo benefited from June 12th? He was a beneficiary because of that. Olufalaye and Obasanjo were brought from the Southwest, two major political parties, so that one of them can benefit from June 12th. June 12th is the symbol of democracy.
Thank you. Thank you.
The day that even they should be handing over instead of May 29.
Thank you very much, Ambrose. This is Political Arena on WFM 91.7, 22 minutes after 11. And we're focusing on 25 years after MKO, the people's president. Did Buhari take a good decision?
He took a very brilliant decision, and his name is written in gold now for that decision that is in tandem with what Nigerians have clamored for in the past 25 years.
Last week there was a rowdy session at the National Assembly over the impeachment of the president, and the narrative changed when the announcement was made by PMB. Do you think, again, this is an attempt to change the topic of discourse at the National Assembly? I'm coming to you.
I really don't like to comment about National Assembly. I said it with due sense of responsibility and unapologetically. The National Assembly, as it is today, is useless. It's peopled by people. It's a place of disorganization. It's a place I have little or no respect for. And I don't like to waste my time talking about.
But it's still an issue because they raised an issue about impeaching him, and now
what I'm saying is
changed.
that the mere fact that they changed their priority because he made an announcement shows that they're not a bunch of serious people, or people we should take seriously. If you want to impeach the president, it doesn't matter what the president says. If he likes, let him become white, and not be black. It shouldn't matter to you. But what I'm making is that I have to keep telling you that what was done by the president over June 12 is nothing new, is nothing we should praise the president for. President Buhari has campaigned 3 different times before he became president. He never once made June 12 a central point of campaign while he campaigned. Not even during his last election campaign did he mention June 12. It wasn't part of his agenda.
Can I say that you seem to be the only one in this point, because a lot of Nigerians, including the children of MK Abiola, are actually applauding President Muhammadu Buhari.
Let me tell you something.
So whether he took that decision whether he took that decision now or he took that decision weeks ago or tomorrow, he did something.
Don't worry.
He listened to the people.
Let me tell you something about Abiola's kids, right? I was there during Abiola's burial. In fact, I could almost say that the young people, did carry out his burial, and his kids wanted to fight us physically because we wouldn't allow the military to attend his burial. Right? Throughout the time that Abiola was in detention. Kola Abiola was dating Babangida's daughter.
Yeah, but what
is new about these children now taking an opportunistic position?
What I'm saying,
we are the ones. We are the family of Abiola on the outside.
You are the family of Mr. Sowore. Can I say something?
The children did not even fight
Mr.
for
Sowore,
him.
You're the family of Abiola outside, but his children, they have a right to do whatever.
But I'm not saying that we are children of democracy.
But I'm also telling you that you seem to be the solo voice saying that what Buhari has done is not correct.
That's not correct. We actually gathered in Abiola's house on June 12th with Olisa Agbakova and a lot of activists, and we came to the conclusion that nobody should applaud the president for recognizing June 12th, that he didn't do it.
But you see, we
have already recognized June 12th before now. This is just an official
A school of thought will tell you that Buhari is trying to fight corruption. We know that it's hard to fight corruption in Nigeria, and he decided to do justice. You are telling me about corruption. What have I been doing for 12 years? What have you been doing for 12 years? You're reporting like every other person is reporting.
I'm fighting corruption. I have scars to bear for it.
The numbers to call 07000 917 917 and 09025625455 and text us on 070 317 56537. I want to talk about June 1993, when we said this is the election that is the freest, the fairest, and the most credible. Femi is on the line. We'll take Femi first. Hi, Femi. Good morning, Femi.
Yeah, how are you guys doing?
We're very well. Go straight to your point, Femi.
Yeah, my point is this. In as much as I appreciate the June 12th issue being recognized by the administration of Buhari, President Buhari, I want to say that the handover date, I would like that the handover date be moved to October 4th. That we used to have it, and that the late MKO Abiola should be recognized as a former president of Nigeria, rather than just saying that June 12th, the democracy day. Then what do we have to say about the person that have actually won, that everybody knew won the election? Let us recognize him. It is not just giving him June 12th, but let us recognize him as the past president of Nigeria, and let's leave the handover date in this issue to May.
What's his name again? What's his name?
Femi.
To May. Let's move the handover date to October 4th.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Femi. Thank you very much, Femi. Do you want to respond to that? It's not just recognizing him, but actually declaring him.
I have a position on that already. I've made this public. That's why I said that the APC guys love stealing our ideas. That we're going to recognize Abiola. He will be sworn in symbolically, and he will take the position of a former president of Nigeria. He will be paid his salary and allowances to his family and children that he's entitled to. I will pull Chief Sonekon out of the list of former president of Nigeria. He was never a former president of Nigeria. He was not democratically elected. A court in Lagos actually annulled his position as the president, as the leader of the interim government, the chairman of the interim government. There is no position known to Nigerian laws, either made by the military or our constitution, of a chairman of an interim government. So Abiola is a former president. As far as I'm concerned, he is entitled to everything that a former president is entitled to, including taking his bones and interning it at a national cemetery where you otherwise bury a former president of Nigeria. That's our position. That's my position.
Political Arena on WFM 91.7. We have Temi from Ojuelegba. Hi, Temi. Good morning.
If someone actually has an idea, to recite to the person for a period. But then, if someone else takes up the idea and effects it, as long as that person has the idea registered, it doesn't void him as the original owner of the idea.
He's responding to you.
And secondly, like Mr. Sowore rightly said, the government has been in power for the last 3 years. They never thought it needful to even say anything as regards the June 12th election. Somewhat, it looks very opportunistic, a move. Beyond that, if really they actually had something in line for June 12 in itself, then it shouldn't have just been limited.
Thank you, Timmy.
Said now, they should have declared him now officially a president, which should have added value to the on the day they declared.
Thank you, Timmy. Thank you, Timmy. Thank you, Timmy. We need. Okay.
Sudden moves. Let's weigh everything outright before we actually take a stand on it.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I think we should educate the last caller that government business as a process. The process of announcing Chief M. Abiola as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria does not lie with President Muhammadu Buhari. That is the responsibility of the Independent National Electoral Commission. If we want President M. Abiola to be posthumously recognized as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it behoves on the authorities to call on INEC to complete the process that is started after the election on June 12, 1993. Because you recollect that the election had already been concluded. It was just the announcement of results that was going on. Out of about 30 states, 16 states had already been announced. So it is not about President Muhammadu Buhari announcing the result. So another thing about the matter is that people saying we want October 1 to become a democracy day, I think that is a matter for legislation. It is not something that can be done by fiat, because we operate a constitutional democracy. So it is left for the Nigerian people to engage in debate and say, oh, our government, this is what we the people want. Just like President Muhammadu Buhari has taken to our cause all these years that we want June 12th to be our democracy day, which has now
29 minutes to 12. Mr. Sowore, you heard him that Buhari can't take that decision alone. He cannot declare MQ Abiola as a president. Your thoughts on that?
As I've said it, he's the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He's the one who appointed INEC chairman. He can always call and consult with the INEC chairman, and his legal advisors.
Is that the way it works? Just to call and consult?
How did they declare June 12 as National Democracy Day?
Declaration is different from making him president.
I'm telling you that if he's really interested in making it happen, this is an injustice that's been done to a man, to a country, in fact, to democracy, because everybody, as Nelson rightly said, it's not an ethnic thing, but they succeeded somehow to make it an ethnic affair, and that is the way they are carrying on now. They are getting the Southwest tickled, it's the tickling of the Southwesterners, because they've succeeded in making it an ethnic issue. Look, if President Buhari was that kind of a principled man that they want to present him as today, he would never have accepted under Abacha to take the job of PTF chairman when he knew that Abiola was still in detention. He would have insisted that without Abiola coming out of jail or being recognized as president or being given his due position or being freed, he would never have worked with the devil.
I'll just take Odedeyi from Agbado. Hi, Odedeyi. How are you? Okay, thank you.
Recognizing Jinx and recognizing Abiola as the winner of that election. We might have so many aspects to drive with him, but on this particular one that we have done, I think whether it's political, whether it's for any reason or whatever, he has done the right thing, and there is no wrong time to do the right thing. He has done very well. I appreciate him for that. So I think it won't be complete to say that we recognize this first, without seeing how we can get to punish those who participated in the amendment and those who killed so many Nigerians. So could they have Abiola the right of the winner? Because somebody came out to give us a blow-by-blow account of how this woman was killed, how after the woman was killed, how so many other Nigerians were killed. And by the time the case was taken to court, because Nigeria is what it is, the people can get away with anything as long as their pocket is loaded. Now, all those people that have been alleged to have committed that crime, they are
Thank you, Odedi. Thank you. Thank you, Odedi. Thank you, Odedi. Odedi has made his own point that those who, took part in the annulment of June 12, all the lives that had been lost, there has to be some kind of reparation for them. That's what he's saying. Sowore, I'm coming to you on that.
Yes, that's also my position. That there should be adequate compensation for. I laid all this out on Facebook, on my Facebook page. You can find it there. And also, I agree with him that people who annulled the election should be punished for it. And I don't think June 12 is going away anytime soon. This is just the injustice that was done during June 12. We live with Nigeria forever and ever, as long as there's a place called Nigeria. In fact, as long as there's a geolocation here that suffered this, whether it's Nigeria or called another name in the future. Because you see in America, till tomorrow in the U.S., they are still punishing people who bombed a church in 1963 because of, some black kids were killed there. When they did it, it was cool to do it, But some of them had to go to jail at the age of 84, 86 years old. Okay. And I think the same must happen in Nigeria. People feel scared when I say this, that Nigeria has to wrong all the injustices done with people who carry out corruption, that deny kids of education or hospitals where they could be born healthy and fair. And the same thing has to happen in that. There's no reason why this country will not punish Babangida one day for what he did on June 12. If we don't do it, we are going to be encouraging and enabling characters like him in the future to perpetrate even worse injustices. So we must one day be able to pull Babangida out of his mansion and put him in the court,
on trial.
On trial.
I have Titi Lokbe on the line. Titi Lokbe, hi. Are you truly calling from Finland? Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's have your thoughts.
Right now, I'm calling from Finland. I'm calling from Vasa, Finland. I've been following Sowore all this while. TakeItBack movement.
Yes.
Please, can you give Sowore I would really appreciate if you can give Sowore more time to really elaborate on this June 12.
All right, thank you, Titi Lokbe. I'm going to allow Sowore to talk more. He's talking, but we would also allow him to talk more. Well, thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Thank you very much. All right, now, do you still have any questions? Okay, she's gone. All right, this is 23 minutes to 12 on WFM 91.7. Today, we're looking at 25 years after MQ, the People's President. I have Mr. Omoyele Sowore, publisher SAHARA Reporters and a presidential aspirant, and Nelson Ekojimi, a political analyst. Someone mentioned the late Alhaji Kudirat Abiola. I want to say that we know that in times of war and crisis, the true victims are women.
Yes,
true
very
victims
true. Very
are
true.
women and the children. And we see how Hafsat, the daughter of Abiola and Kudirat, is going on with all her campaigns. We saw what happened to Alhaji Kudirat Abiola. She was assassinated in Lagos in 1996 after declaring her public support for her husband.
Very true.
Do you think she should also be recognized?
Definitely, because the history of June 12 will not be complete.
So why was she not recognized as a wife and the woman who actually, lost her life for fighting for justice?
What the government has done is to officially recognize the mandate and the symbol of that mandate. The symbol of that mandate is Chief MK Abiola and the wife, and the running mate, while Chief Gani Fahimi was recognized for his immense contribution to democracy.
Thank you. 22 minutes to 12. We have Demola. Demola, hi. How are you? Very good. Demola is calling from London. Please do.
But I do think the right thing for Buhari to do is truly he wants to recognize June 12 is to open a record for those who lost their lives. I know so many countless families that lost the breadwinner. So many died because of this cause. Buhari is saying politics to me, it's my opinion. There are so many people that lost lives on June 12. That has not been addressed. So why today they say Grand Commander of Federal Republic of Nigeria? To me, that is wrong. We don't need all these policies of, oh, I want to pacify the Yorubas. We are hot already. If you want to discuss about MK Abiola, what is happening to education? What is happening to the hospital? What is happening to our average Nigeria on the street? Has that been addressed? That is the legacy of Abiola, to make an ordinary Nigerian someone to be proud of. It's not about honoring Abiola.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Demola. Thank you, Demola. Okay, you're shaking your head.
Yes, I'm shaking my head because Demola's statement of ethnicizing June 12th, I find it very distasteful when people try to ascribe June 12th to the Yoruba people. June 12th is about Nigeria. Sowore just mentioned Olisa Agbakoba. Is Olisa Agbakoba a Yoruba man, for heaven's sake? Bagada Kato, who was murdered, whom till today we can't find his corpse.
Yes.
He's not a Yoruba man, for crying out loud. People should stop ethnicizing June 12th. Like I said, that was the major reason why we took up former President Goodluck Jonathan. When he wanted to name University of Lagos Moshood, we said, no, you can't make June 12th a Yoruba affair. Because it was not only the Yoruba people that voted. June 12th cut across all the ethnic tribes and religion in this country. So if we are looking at June 12th, we must look at a national issue. June 12th is about the votes of 40 million Nigerians. It is not about Chief MK Abiola alone. Okay. But we should get this fact straight.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me now ask another question. Now, the President Muhammadu Buhari has deemed it fit to acknowledge June 12th. Now, a lot of atrocities were committed on June 12th. I recollected very well. I think the Abacha at that time sent 200 police vehicles, if I'm right, to bring him into custody. Abacha is dead as well. Abiola is dead as well. Abiola is being acknowledged. What is happening to Abacha?
Well, Abacha cannot be acknowledged because maybe we should acknowledge Abacha for the Hall of Fame, Hall of Shame, as advocated by Professor Wole Soyinka, because under Abacha, a lot of Nigerians disappeared. The late Alhaji Kudirat Abiola was murdered under the, and a lot of people's homes were bombed, if you recollect. The home of General Alani Akinade was bombed in Lagos. The home of Air Commodore Dan Suleiman was bombed.
If the president is saying that the rule of law should prevail, what is happening to some of the people that actually contributed to what we're discussing here today? Sowore, let me ask you.
This is exactly what Professor Soyinka said. And I think what Soyinka said has accurately revealed President Buhari's motive. And you can see the smug on his face when Soyinka was saying, you can't be here acknowledging Abacha as your hero. And on the other hand, you suddenly remember...
Sorry, Abiola as your hero.
No, No, Soyinka said Abacha is Buhari's hero. Yes, and it's true. So Abacha, Buhari's heart is closer to Abacha than it is to Abiola. That's why we are saying that this is a ruse. They just suddenly wanted to package this because elections are coming. They don't know how to get into the Southwest. They realize that they're going to have a serious electoral value issue in the southwestern part of Nigeria, and they know that June 12th is a sentimental topic on the streets of the southwestern part of Nigeria. There's nothing you can do about that. This became the last bastion of the June 12th struggle.
I'm going to come back and ask you that basically you don't see anything good in what has happened. But let me quickly take Ayo. Let me take Ayo. Ayo, 17 minutes to 12 on Women Radio. Ayo, thank you for calling. Hi. I'm not giving Sowore a fair hearing. Okay. Can you... Thank you very much. Can you ask your question? Because we haven't got that much time. Thank you. What Buhari did for June 12 is not taking responsibility as well. You do. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ayo. Thank you, Ayo from London. Ayo said June 12 is a ruse. June 12 is a ruse, is what he said.
Is the declaration of the June 12 as Democracy Day and the way they handle that he's talking about. Nobody would ever say that June 12 election is there. That's not what Ayo is saying. He's just saying that what they are doing now with June 12, you can tell that they're very happy. It's been great distraction for them. Nobody's talking about impeachment anymore. Nobody's talking about several other crimes, you know. Suddenly we are not even talking about headsmen anymore. Boko Haram has gone to the back burner. We're not talking about the economy anymore. We're all just talking about
the
Chibok girls are still there. The Dapchi girl, the last one, is still in custody. Nobody's talking. So they must be very happy. And you know, I've been around this country long enough to know how this works. And then you have another period where we'll be playing the World Cup. So the president has got a month to play with not doing anything. The conversation about June 12 and who is winning the World Cup and losing is another 1 month of respite for him. And he badly needs it. Otherwise, probably would have been on his way back to London.
14 minutes to 12. We have very few minutes on political arena. We're talking 25 years after the people's president. I want us to talk about a few people. Babangida being one of them. Chief Emeka Anyako, Kofi Annan. If you recollected, Kofi Annan and Emeka Anyako, they met with Abiola, and they reported to the world that he had agreed to renounce his mandate after they met with him. Obviously, he wasn't happy with that. I want us to talk about this.
Abiola actually wrote a letter.
He did.
He did write a letter to his family.
To say that he never did.
By the time the letter arrived,
it was too late.
They killed him.
It was too late. We're going to talk about his death. But I want us to talk about these three people, the role they played. Buhari, Babangida, Kofi Annan, and Emeka Anyako.
Well, for me, there are more than three people these are the last people that carried out, you know. Babangida was the one who annulled the election. Chief Shunekon was the one who took the rightful position of Abiola, and they come from the same city, Abeokuta. You know, the Oni of Ife, late, was part of people that scuttled June 12. He said he went to Abuja and saw a different result than the one we saw. We have even the former NEC chairman, Unwosu, who chickened out Humphrey Unwosu. You know, we have all these military guys, including David Mack, who said Abiola could never be president over his dead body. You have Dongo Yaro. You have Alilu
Where
Akil.
are they all?
These guys are still around, living in mansions around this country. That's what I'm saying, that without bringing these guys out to explain why they did this to Nigeria, we cannot have true reconciliation. We can't have true justice. And also, President Buhari was in the PTF, rolling in the money of Abacha at that time. He was in the commanding heights of it. That's what Ayo is saying, that he's part of the military conspiracy that kept Abiola away.
I'll take Tunji from Canada. Yes. Hi, Tunji. Hello. Hi, Tunji. Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you guys?
We're very good.
Good afternoon. How are you, Mr. Sowore?
I'm good. Good afternoon. From here, it's afternoon. Well,
it's
morning still. Good morning, sorry.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah. I like your program. I'm very happy what you got this morning. I just want to make a quick point. Don't let us deceive ourselves. I'll be very frank. Don't let us deceive ourselves. Abiola died about
Can this be my last call? I want to engage them, please. Thank you.
So why do I just decide that democracy is going to be changed? It's already spent 3 years already. And now, the man is just trying to get our food from the southwest. Don't let's deceive ourselves. Don't let's deceive ourselves. This is about equality.
Thank you.
Nigeria. We are all crafted. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Tunji. Thanks a lot, Tunji. Okay, you heard Tunji. And he's going to be our last call. Good morning. This is a text that came in. Good morning from Sam in Surulere. I'll just take a few texts we have. PMB's decision is political and hypocritical. He failed to call out a Abacha that jailed MKO. Another person, I'll take that later. Okay, I want us to talk about the day Abiola was meant to be released.
Yes.
That was a very sad day for this country. Yeah. It was a day he was meant to be released, and that was the day he was taken away.
No, we were actually waiting for him at his home.
At his home.
Yeah, and it was, somebody had said it. We were at Dupe Onituri's house, somewhere along Allen, off Allen, and we would go every morning to say, to go and wait to march to his house,
pay homage,
and say, we're waiting for our president, and someone told us, we were there, said, don't waste your time.
He's not going to come.
Not coming out alive. And the thing that person referred to was Anyanku. He said the moment you saw Anyanku go in and come out and say what he said, they have made up their mind to kill Abiola. Because they released a picture of Abiola and Anyanku, I think Kofi Annan. And the guy was smiling. You could tell that he was not he didn't look safe.
He was not comfortable.
But he wasn't comfortable also. Yeah. So they were playing that game, and while they were preparing the tea that would finally snuff life out of Abiola, we were waiting in his house. And that night, I remember I went to Abakoba's house in Ikoyi, and we just sat there and we were frozen, about this. And the next morning, we went and protested towards Abiola's house. I was seized by the police.
Should this be investigated?
No, you see, definitely should. For me, my greatest pain about the demise of Chief M.K. Abiola was the role Chief Emeka Anyanku played in the whole international conspiracy. Abiola was never meant to be released because, they had gotten to that point whereby Abiola said he was not going to renounce.
No, he wasn't going to.
So when they realized Abiola was not going to renounce that mandate, and they flew that kite that Abiola had agreed to surrender the mandate, but knowing that Abiola will not renounce the mandate, they decided to snuff life out of him. So for us, it is also part of the demands that we engage. If not this government, any other government that comes, that look, the people that committed this act must be brought to justice. I'm not surprised about Kofi Annan because I don't know Kofi Annan from Adam. I just realized he was a former Secretary General of UN. And you could also recollect that Chief M.K. Abiola, when he met Kofi Annan, Chief M.K. Abiola was asking him, "Who are you? I don't know you." He had to introduce himself to Chief M.K. Abiola that I'm the new UN Secretary General. But be that as it may, the truth of the matter is that as it is now, it is very, very important for us to investigate how Chief M.K. Abiola died, and so that we'll give justice to the Nigerian people.
For the sake of history and justice and fairness, and we must find out how Abiola died. And it's important, like someone rightly said, that people who, if they are found to have committed a crime,
I need to take,
including those who did it internationally, should be brought to justice.
I need to take this call. Hi, good morning. Good morning, Bolanle. Hi, fine, thank you. You're on air. Please go ahead.
Thank you for remembering a legend, for remembering Chief M.K. Abiola. Without this great man, I, Omobolanle Sarome Aliyu, will not be here today declaring my intention to run for the highest seat in my state or your state. May his soul continue to rest in peace, and may democracy continue to live on. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I was actually going to... You wanted to say something?
No, I don't believe that his soul should rest in peace. I think his soul should continue to haunt and torment the people who killed him.
I was actually going to say that on June 12, a few days ago, this lady chose that day to declare herself as the governorship aspirant in in Oyo State.
Yes.
And I say thank you for doing that. She's a woman, and I want to say thank you for doing that.
She's, I totally support her aspiration, and I hope that they vote for her. She will definitely be better than the constituted authority guy there now.
Okay, so we have a few minutes to go. Okay, I'm going to have the last word with you, and I want to ask him. I want to know what is your woman agenda. You are contesting for the highest position in the country, and I want to know what your agenda will be for the Nigerian woman. You're not
should
contesting.
Also be asking me, because you don't know. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow.
I'll wait till then, and I'll give you the time. So let's have your thoughts. MKO Abiola, 25 years after today, what do you think Abiola, wherever he is, will be thinking?
Well, I think right now, wherever Abiola is, like he said, it's my prayer that he'll be tormenting the souls of his killers. But looking at the situation in Nigeria today, and juxtaposing it with his manifesto, which is farewell to poverty, Abiola will look at Nigeria today and be sad, looking at the way we have promoted religion, ethnicity above issues that can make life meaningful for every citizen. You realize that Abiola was a Muslim. He had a Muslim running mate against a Tofa, a Muslim, and Sylvester Ogo, who was his running mate. So there was this Muslim ticket versus a Muslim Christian ticket.
And Nigerians voted.
Yes, but Nigerians said no. What we want is somebody that will make life amelioratively for us.
Thank you.
And that was why they voted for Chief.
Thank you, Nelson Ekujimi. Now, this is an opportunity for me to be talking to Omoyele Sowore. So what is your agenda for the Nigerian woman?
The first thing we're doing when we win next year is to come to office with a 50-50 cabinet of women and men. That's, for me, is the way to address it. But before then, I want to encourage more females to run for office. Don't sit in the back. Part of the reason why Kudirat Abiola was killed was that they saw a fierce woman, very fierce woman, who could potentially also become the president of Nigeria in the future. And they had to snuff life out. And the reason why President Buhari did not mention her assassination or recognize her is because the man doesn't believe in female empowerment. He said that women belong in the other room and the kitchen. He said it at an international event. And these are very, very important issues for us to understand. I want more females in Nigeria. We are hearing, according to statistics, there are 7, for every man, there are 7 females in this country. So what are women doing? Not even running for president. They can win because they have the numbers. But in case they want a very, very important alliance that can advance the agenda of women in this country, they have a right to be with us.
Okay, I can confidently say 15 women have declared interest to run for different positions across.
There should be more.
Yes, there should be more.
There should be more women actually declaring for presidency.
Would you consider having a woman as your
absolutely
vice president?
We are looking to how you be my greatest moment to have a female vice president.
Okay, all right.
So we can shame all the people who don't like women in this country.
Okay, I need to take this, Mr. Sowore, because I don't want them to come back and say I'm taking sides. Mr. Otumba Kunle Oshifeko from New Okoba, Lagos said, Mr. Sowore, it's very unfortunate that you don't see anything good in PMB. You are on your own for now.
Well, anybody can say whatever they want.
Okay.
It used to be that they said that Sowore was one who brought in PMB to power. That's what they used to accuse me of. That I'm the one, through SAHARA reporters, that single-handedly brought Buhari to power. So suddenly, because I no longer share their philosophies, suddenly I'm on my own. Yes, I love to be on my own because I don't like to be on the side of failure.
And on the last word for you to go, June 12, your thoughts again.
Oh, June 12 is a watershed in this country, and I will continue to support and recognize and honor June 12, honor Abiola, honor his wife, honor all the activists that fought for June 12. Without June 12, we would not have been where we are today. With June 12, we would have gone past where we are today. There's no question about it. We were denied an opportunity for democratic development, economic development, in my view, and for unity of the country, and so many other problems we have now. June 12 would have resolved.
Thank you very much. While many believe that PMB's action is to appease the sentiment of the Southwest, well, we think it's an honor well due to acknowledge the labors of our leaders past. Democracy Day is not just about pronouncing democracy. It is about operating according to its tenets by actions. Nigerians want a democracy that will guarantee our human rights. Good good governance and respect the rule of law. Long live Nigeria. And I'd like to say thank you very much to Mr. Omoyele Sowore, publisher, SAHARA Reporters, and presidential aspirant Nelson Ekujimi, political analyst. Thank you to producer Blessing Oladunjoyi and the production crew, Joy Urueye, Bukola Balogun, and Kels Okezi. My name is Towo Okewale Shonaya. I'll see you next Friday. Good.